Hi everyone, it's Boradi here. Today we are here to discuss about how to deploy FAQ plus app template. FAQ plus app template is the version 2, is the version latest available in GitHub. So I will show the steps how to deploy this latest version, like the complete deployment process, how to create Azure AD applications, Azure resources, and Q&A maker creation, and deploying into Teams. So to cover the complete steps, right, these are the prerequisites. Azure subscription you will need, and you should have option to create all these resources, and also you should have access to Office 365 tenant. So let me go to the Azure subscription. Here in my scenario, I have two different tenants for Azure resources and Office 365. So this is the Azure subscription tenant where can create Azure resources and everything. And this is the tenant where I have M365, Office 365. Uh, my all my IDs will be in this particular Office 365 tenant. The users also log in with Teams with this in this tenant only. So the creation of resources will be happening here, and registration will be Azure AD related activities will be happen here, and the remaining things I will show anyhow. I will show all the steps. So the first step will be go to Office 365 tenant. Office 365 tenant. You need to create the Azure AD app registration. So let me just create a new app registration. FAQ plus. So I will just add my name on the. I will prefix with my name just to make sure uh, because I might have created the different registrations in the tenant, right? So just to make sure unique one to identify the name. And the option is supported account types. We need to select the multi-tenant option. Make sure you selected this second option because we are using this one for bot. So we should select this second option, accounts in any organizational directory, multi-tenant one. And you don't need to give the redirect URI here. Just click on register. So that it creates one application in Azure AD, and it will give the uh, application client ID, tenant ID, and you also need to create the certificate. So these values will be required in further steps. So I will just copy these values into Notepad. We can call it as application ID, client ID. It will be referred different names with different times, application ID or client ID. And I'm just copying the tenant ID also into Notepad. And go to certificates and secrets. Click on new client secret. This is like a password for application registration. So I select never, so that this secret will never get expired, and I will not have any problems in accessing the app even after 1 year or 2 years, right? But if you have different policies in your organization, based on that, you can select this expires in 1 year or 2 year option. And click on add. Copy this client secret also into the Notepad. So this is the first step. The client app registration was created for the FAQ plus application. So in the same way, you need to create another app registration for configuration app. Here in this application app template, right, there are two apps. One is configuration app and another is bot. So this is for bot, and we also need to create another registration for configuration app. So FAQ plus config. And I need to we need to select the first option for this application, because this need to be accessed to only with the single tenant option, accounts in this organizational directory only. Make sure you selected this option and click on register. So again, copy this client ID into your Notepad. Config app client ID. Here we don't need to create any client secret. So this is done. So navigate to app template deployment guide, FAQ plus app template deployment guide. So the step one, registering Azure AD applications, multi-tenant option is created, and we registered the value. We copied these values into Notepad, created client secret, and then created FAQ plus configuration app by selecting in this organization directory only, by leaving the directory URI empty, and we copied all these four values into Notepad. So this first step is completed. Now we need to deploy Azure resources by using ARM template. So this is the step to do this one. So let me copy this URL into my different browser where I have Azure subscription, and we need to click on deploy to Azure, so that it will redirect to the Azure portal to deploy with that ARM template in our resources. So before that, I let me create one resource group here in this my organizational Azure subscription. Let me just create one resource group. FAQ plus underscore RG. I'm just giving this non name and I'm keeping this East US. Based on your requirement, you can change the region and click on review plus create, and validation is passed, so you can create it. So this FAQ plus resource group is created. So you can deploy your AMP template to create the resources under this FAQ plus resource group. So let me choose. This is not refreshed yet because after loaded I just copy created the resource group, right? So I am just refreshing that. Okay, it's gone. Let me go back and redirect to this page. Deploy to Azure. Yeah. Now we need to give input parameters to this ARM template. So the subscription is my subscription is free trial subscription. So resource group, I'm using this. I'm selecting this FAQ plus resource group. I recommend to create new resource group like FAQ plus and select that resource group here. And the base resource name Subha FAQ plus version 2. Subha FAQ plus also we can give, but I'm not sure whether that is available because I tried multiple app template deployment. So I'm not sure whether it is available or not. So I'm selecting giving as a version 2. And I need to give the bot client ID and secret. So we already copied that client ID and secret into Notepad. So copy paste those values. And the client secret is this one. And the config app client ID. We also copied that value here. Copy paste it. And this is the config admin UPN list. Who need to configure your FAQ plus app template. So for example, there are some configuration values. You can configure some of the settings. So who need to access that configure app? You need to give that admin UPN list here. Of course, you will have option to change later also. These will be the IDs from your Office 65 tenant. So for example, I'm selecting my admin account here. You can even give multiple IDs with semicolon separated, and I'm just giving the name as FAQ plus only app display name, and you can keep remaining values as it is, and tenant ID. If you are deploying into the if your Office 65 and Azure subscription both are in single tenant, you can keep this one. But you can keep like this, you can leave it as it is. But if your Azure subscription and Office 65 are in two different tenants, then you need to replace that value with the tenant ID. This is the Office 65 tenant ID. So replace with that value, and you can leave remaining fields as it is, and click on review plus create. So validation is passed. So now we can click on create, so that Azure resources will get created, and it will be deployed. So you can review all these fields, and if you have any problem, right, you can just go back and update it. So click on create. Now the deployment is started, deployment is in progress, and it will show the progress, what are the resources are created and what is trying to do. You will see all this progress, but it will take some time to deploy. So before going to that, this is the second step, right? Deploy to Azure, click on it, and you need to select the region based on all these resources availability. You can see those details here, but East US is having all the resources available. So I selected East US is one of the option, and I gave this base resource name, and I provided these values into that input fields. And in the same way, admin UPN list I provided, and accepted Azure terms and conditions. Click on purchase. Maybe the options will be different, but it's like a review and create and creating the Azure resources. So this will be the deployment of the app template using the ARM template. So out of that, we will get output of these values. Bot ID, we anyhow we already have that value in the notepad. This is the bot ID, client ID, and the next one app domain. This will be based on the your given input base resource name and configuration app URL also. But we'll show you that how we can get those values, and then we will go for the next steps. So before going to next steps, right, we need to wait till this deployment is completed, as it will take some time to deploy. I'm pausing the video here, and will restart once this deployment is completed, so that you don't need to wait on the recording. Hi, it seems the deployment is completed now. Your deployment is completed, so it is showing the details. So now we can, I think it is taken around 20 minutes to deploy the complete app. So let me check the outputs here. This is the bot ID which we copied into Notepad already, and this is the app domain which we need it in further steps. So I'm just copying it to Notepad, and the configuration URL also we need it in further steps. So I'm just copying this one is also into Notepad. And if you can go to overview and then click on go to resource group. If you click on it, we see all the resources which are created for this FAQ plus app template. So this is the storage account where all the tickets information requests will be saved into table, and search service, web app bot, searching for the information, cognitive service related also services available here, and one app service is for bot, and another app service is for configuration app, and there is a one function app also which runs in the background. These are the main resources which are created using the app template. So now the next step is to configuring the authentication, right, for this app registration. So let me go to FAQ plus app registration. So here two app registrations were created, plus and plus config, right? As part of third step in the deployment, we need to navigate to app registrations page, and we need to open the configuration app. So here in the configuration app means this is the FAQ plus configuration app which was created, right? So here click on authentication, and we need to add the authentication redirection URLs. So for that, I'm clicking on add a platform, and then click on web, and we need to give the redirection URLs for this particular app registration. So for example, here I need to copy paste the configuration URL. So whatever we copied it to Notepad, right? Configuration app URL, I'm just copying it to here, and I need to select access tokens and ID tokens, and click on configure to save those details. And we also need to add two other redirection URLs into the redirect URI. So if you go to the app deployment document, here adding the config app is one step, access token ID, token selection and configure it, and we also need to add these two values. So I'm just copying these values into Notepad. And this is the Contoso sample, right? This is actually sample. So instead of that, I need to replace with my configuration app URL. So let me copy these values and click on add URI, paste that value, and again click on add URI and get the other URL, which is the configuration URL. So these are actually in the configuration app. Once you authenticated, right, it actually redirect the token to this particular pages. So the configuration is configuration of config app is completed now. So once you add these details, click on save to commit the changes. Updated, successfully updated. So this is completed. Step 3 is completed. Now the step is to create knowledge base, create the Q&A maker knowledge base, right? So for that, let me again copy this one because creating knowledge base maker is part of Azure subscription. So I'm just copying that step here. Step is completed. Create a knowledge base maker. Click on Q&A portal, Q&A maker portal. Click on this URL. Wait till the page loads. It actually redirect to Q&A maker website with your login, and it will show the options to create your knowledge base maker. We actually don't need to create a Q&A service because the Q&A maker service creation was already handled by is already handled by ARM template. So as part of ARM template, right, you deploy it, right? So that Q&A maker service is already created. So we'll see that Q&A maker service also here. So this is my default directory. So I'm skipping the first step and going to step 2. And I just need to select my Azure Active Directory tenant for this Azure and Azure subscription name. I'm selecting my free trial and Azure Q&A service, right? I actually created with this Suba FAQ plus V2, right? So that Q&A maker service, whatever it is created, it is showing here. So select that service and select the language option, Q&A maker, which is supporting, right? Select that language option. For me, it is English, so I'm selecting English. And we need to give the name for our knowledge base. So I can give like a Suba FAQ plus E2. It's just for reference, and you can change it anytime. This value. And we also have option to enable multi-turn extraction from URLs. So we can also enable this option because these are the new updates in the FAQ Plus knowledge base can now support multi-turn conversations. So you can enable it, or if you are not clear what to do that, right? So you can just get the understanding based on this documentation. So you can see these details here, and if you want to understand that details, you can understand this multi-turn enablement as well. So now I am not going with this option, but there will be no difference. You just need to select that, and you need to give those details. And the chit chart, I am giving a professional option here. That is also option to you, and click on create your KB. It actually creates knowledge base. It creates a sample knowledge base, and it will also give some ID values so that you need to copy those values into your notepad because you need to give these knowledge base because you are independently creating this knowledge base using knowledge base service, right? And you need to link this knowledge base into your application. So these are the by default some Q&A answer added, but for example, I am just adding on a Q&A pair. How to access FAQ Plus? That's one question. Or otherwise, how to access Teams? How to access Azure portal? This is my question, for example. And here you can select the option. You can enter the answer. For example, you browse azure.com. This is a sample knowledge base I'm creating, but based on your requirement, you can even import your question and answers to into this knowledge base. You can update based on your requirement. Make sure all the details are uploaded, because based on your question and answers available here, user will be able to search for the question and they will be able to see the answer. And if the answer is does not found, then only they can ask experts. So this is one of the question I asked here. And for example, if I click on save and train, so now this is trained. So if I can even test this one here. For example, how to access Azure portal. Here, this is for testing, but in Teams also, you will get these answers in the similar way. So you can, once the knowledge base creation is completed, uh, go to publish option and click on publish. So that's so that this knowledge base will be published, and also you will get a knowledge base ID which is required to configure in your Epic Plus app configuration. So here in this overview page, right, this is the publish ID which we need to copy. This is the publishing ID which will be helpful to link our bot, our FAQ plus bot into this knowledge base KBID. So I'm just copying that value here, and this step is done. Yeah, this is done now. And then fifth step is to configure this FAQ plus configuration app, right? So for example, I need to access this page with my Office 365 tenant, because I need to log into this particular app, right? So I can only access with my Office 365 tenant. So I'm just browsing this particular config URL. Give me a second. It seems taking time to load. It asks for login. I'm just providing MS in the initial steps, right? MS Teams. I forgot my ID. MS Teams. Admin at the rate MS Teams POC MS. And I just need to consent for this app to access. It will just providing option to read the profile information. So I need to consent so that I will be able to log into the application. So this is the configuration app. So here we need to give the team ID and knowledge base ID, and we can even customize our bot welcome message and help tab text also. This is configurable option. So you can access this URL anytime as a admin, and you can change these options. So for the team ID, right? This is the team ID. For example, if you click on it, right, it is showing the option providing a team ID deep link, which will be used by bot, and then click OK. So this team ID means experts team. From this FAQ plus application, how experts will get questions, right? So that questions will be posted into Teams channel. So to which team bot need to post the questions. So for that purpose, you need to give the team ID here. So for example, if I'm just going to my teams, and let me just create one test team. I can even use existing teams, but I'm just creating one sample team. FAQ plus SMEs. Okay, it is creating the team. FAQ plus SMEs team is created. I'm just adding my two users or SMEs into that particular team. So I just added one ID into my team. So this is created now. FAQ plus SMEs team is created now. So now we need to copy the get this particular team ID, get link to team, right? If we just click on it, it actually give the URL. So you need to copy this URL and paste it under team ID and click on OK. So this value will be saved to database and it will be used to post questions to as a SMEs, right? To SMEs channel so that SMEs will be able to answer it. And for the KBID, we already copied it to Notepad. So I'm just copy pasting that knowledge base ID here. So save it. So this step is completed now. So creating uh, creating team ID, knowledge base ID is also completed. So this is the fifth step. So it is just showing the same link, get link to team, and then copy paste those values and save it. So now the final step is like creating the Teams app packages. So we need to download the Teams app packages and create it to run it in our Teams. So for that, I'm just going to code section, click on code, download as zip, so that the whole folder will get downloaded to my local system, so that I can see the update the manifest. So this is the folder created manifest, and this is the end user. This is the SME manifest versions. So let me just go to end user manifest. So again, this is the default section where we need to update with our details. Here, you need to give your company name. So for me, I am just giving some dummy values. And this is the name for our bot, FAQ plus. And you can update based on your requirement and description, short, full name, right? You can update these values based on your requirement. So I'm just keeping for myself, I'm just keeping the default values. And here I need to replace the bot ID, bot application client ID. So I'm replacing that bot client ID. And we also need to give the app domains here. So we already copied that app domain also into Notepad. This is the with the no value of hyphen config. Don't get confused with the config URL and app domain. This is the app domain with the base resource name dot azure websites.net, and replace that with in app domain place. Update it, and that's it. Save this particular manifest file. I'm just copying this section because here in the manifest SME also, right? I need to give the same section, developer section. So I just copy pasted the values, and this name will be FAQ plus exports team. So this is the manifest file we give it into Teams channel. So here also I need to give the bot ID. So I'm just copying it to bot client ID here and replace the value. And in the compose messaging extension also, right? This is the place where we need to replace bot ID. And the next one is the app domain. Again, I already showed, right? The app domain, we need to copy it here and paste it under valid domains. So these are the values we need to replace in our manifest. Wherever app domain referring, we just need to replace that values. This is the static tab for help tab, but just replace that app domain value. So once this is done, just save these values and close that. So to create the manifest package, right? File name should not be underscore user underscore end user. So I'm just deleting that underscore end user. File name should be manifest.json. So out of these three files, I'm just creating a zip folder. Zip file name doesn't matter. So now again create the manifest for SME part. So I'm just renaming the file names and creating the packages. So this is the SME manifest. Now create the zip folder out of these three files. So now two files are created. One is the user and another is the experts package. So just copy this path, navigate to Teams. We just need to upload this application into our tenant. So first step, as a first step, right? Let me upload this particular manifest into experts channel, FAQ plus SMEs, right? I just need to upload that particular file into this particular channel. So I can click on plus. So, so for example, here if I click on plus, right, it opens pop-up and it display options like manage apps, and click on manage apps here. And you can see this option, upload a custom app. Maybe if you create the admin, right, so that you are the admin and you will be able to upload the custom app for this team. Upload a custom app and select, you already copied the path, so I'm just selecting the expert zip folder. This zip folder contains manifest file and app icons. Yeah, upload that one. It will show the pop-up to add this FAQ plus experts team. Click on add. Wait for a few seconds so that app will be added into your Teams channel. So now the Teams channel, into the Teams channel, right? Your app is added and it is also showing the welcome message. So this is your welcome message for this FAQ plus experts. And here also it is adding FAQ plus application. This is surprising for me. Usually, yeah, maybe you are as a admin, right? As a experts, you added this particular expert bot into your teams, and it is also showing for you as a individual users. But usually, you need to upload your user bot, right? So if here, if you go to upload custom app, upload for MS Teams means upload for your tenant name. This will be your tenant name. If you click on upload this one, then it will show this option user, right? If you upload this only the user bot into the tenant, you end users will be able to browse for this app and they will be able to install it. So for example, this is uploaded into your tenant. So end users, right, they can search, they can go to into the app store and they can search for that particular app and they can install for the end users. So for now I'm just yeah, this is my FAQ plus application which was added to myself. Here I'm adding as a both end user and experts, right? But actually in real time scenario, this end user will be different user and the SME will be expert will be different user. So this is the version for end user. So the FAQ plus bot is added. You can even spin it into the left navigation, and you can, for example, if you say take a tour, and it will FAQ plus application will show that welcome card with the option what this application can do, like this. And as a user, you can even like ask the question here, how to access Azure portal, whatever the question we posted, right? Maybe we can ask that question, but if the question is available, that will be shown here. Here is what I found and the message, and it will be shown here. So now the application functionality is working fine. I will explain the functionality of this app, how it works, how it should work. I will explain in the different video, and I will link that video also to this deployment guide. But this is the process to deploy the whole FAQ plus app template. So as part of this one, if you go to the deployment guide and recap the whole steps, right? So these are the prerequisites, and the first step will be go to Office 365 tenant. You need to create two app registrations, one app registration for FAQ plus with any organizational directory option, second option, and you need to create a client secret. You need to capture this client ID, tenant ID, client secret into Notepad, and create one API plus configuration app, another app registration with selecting accounts in this organization directory only option. So whole four values are copied into Notepad, and then go to copy this URL into your browser where you have Azure subscription and click on deploy to Azure, so that you can deploy this particular app application into your Azure subscription. So this process is to deploy the same thing. And after that, you again come back to Office 365 app registration configuration app, and in the authentication section, you need to update this URLs, like redirect URLs. You need to add it here. So these are the steps to select access token, ID tokens, and you need to give these whole three URLs as a redirect URLs, like here in the listed point. And then open this Q&A maker portal, and create a Q&A knowledge base. And this is the steps. So you need to skip the step one because the Q&A service is already created. You need to create the knowledge base by selecting these options, and save this knowledge base ID into your notepad. And then as a fifth step, right, browse to the configuration app which you already copied into the notepad. Browse this website and log in with your Office 365 admin user ID, and enter these values: team ID, knowledge base ID. How to copy the team ID and paste it here, right? The steps is showing in the screenshots. You need to go to the teams, click on three dots in the team, and click on get to link team. You will get URL, and paste that URL into team ID. And the knowledge base ID you already copied to notepad in the above steps. So same is saved it and click on OK. And the final step is the creating the Teams app packages. This is creating the manifest file. So you need to update these values in the manifest file and create a zip folder with three files. There should not be any nested folders within that. So make sure separate folder for export and user section. So once you're done, right, so you need to upload that apps into Microsoft Teams. So in the to upload into Teams App Store, you can just upload a custom app and upload for your tenant name, so that it will be available for all your organization users. Users can search for that application and they will be able to install it, and they can access this particular bot. So that's the overall process for the deployment. Thank you. Thanks for watching video. If you have any questions, you can post it under the video so that I will be able to answer on the same thing, or I will post a separate video on the questions. Thank you. Thanks for watching.